Hey there, this review for our DCC game we just started. So we're finishing up our funnel. Picked up where we left off in the last session. Funnel is just reaching this island with a big ziggurat on it. There's some sort of ritual going on from what we can tell. There's beastmen everywhere, and our possibilities of success are looking fairly grim. What we do decide to do is we had taken some robes, so we disguise who we can disguise in robes. We hide some of the halflings and such under the robes, and try to make our way onto the island. For whatever reason, the beastmen don't really pay a lot of attention to us, which is a good thing. And I think one time they kind of called us out, and then we kind of bluffed our way past, and they were like, "Get those prisoners," because some of the people were. Our characters were posing as prisoners. They're like, "Get them to the top." They need them at the top of the ziggurat. So we go to the top of the ziggurat. There's a beastman priest up there. He's conducting some sort of ritual. There's a hole in the middle of the ziggurat. And there are, at the bottom of the hole, there's lava. So we're a little concerned about that. We don't waste much time at all. And we got to disrupt this ritual, so we attack. During the attack, the priest had this big armored effigy, which we had seen from the bottom and had assumed it was like some big monster, but it was just an effigy of a monster, like some chaos lord. So they tossed this effigy into the lava, and sure enough, I don't know if it transformed or it was probably like what finally summoned this Chaos Lord. This big one-eyed Chaos Lord starts crawling up out of the lava to the top of the ziggurat. At this point, I can speak for myself. I thought we were just all going to just get another group of zero-level gong farmers wiped out. But we kept on, and during the battle, like we had, I think, knocked the priest in there and a couple other people. We lost at least one character into the lava, so it was touch and go there. But one of my characters was a beekeeper. That was his profession before he decided to be an adventurer. And I had in his equipment inventory, I had a jar of honey. So I took the jar of honey. I threw it at the Chaos Lord with the intent to hit him in the eye and try to blind him. And I don't recall exactly what kind of rolls I had to make, but they were really successful. So and it did indeed blind him and would have blinded him for like 24 hours. But what we did was instead we tabletopped him and ended up knocking him back into the ziggurat itself, down into the lava. And it killed him, or at least got rid of him. We actually had to make 2 attempts to do that. The first one was a horrible attempt, and the second one we were lucky because he was blinded. We got I think a free round, so we made it. When this happens, the cave we're in starts to collapse, so we rush back down to the longship, and we're able to get that and. We're trying to make our escape. We rocks and stuff start hitting the water, and we ended up getting washed out into this tunnel, which actually ended up getting us out of the cave, which was good. So at the end of it, I think I had like 3 characters left. I'd lost one. I don't remember how many Matt and Bryce had left, but we ended up all making characters out of our survivors. So I had one, my orphan. That's right. I had an orphan, and he actually had pretty decent stats. He had like a +1 in all of his stats except for 1, and that was a 0. So he had no negative stats. Go on. Hey, you be nice. So I turned him. Now we're turning them into Lankmar characters, and from what Chris was saying, Lankmar technically doesn't do a funnel, but we wanted to, he wanted to run one for us, and none of us had ever done it before, so it was really good. So he tied that into us now moving on to Lankmar. Yeah, from my orphan, I made a thief. That was kind of my goal from the beginning. It's Lankmar. I wanted to play a thief, so we did. I think So I made a thief, and Bryson made a wizard of the black robes. So we'll see what that entails. And Matt made a fighter. So we kind of have, there's only 3 character classes in Lankmar, so we picked them. And we also chose to have more of a literary bent on our game. So we wanted to keep it close to what Lankmar is. You can mix in other stuff, but I didn't want to do that, and I had voted to keep it towards what the novels and stuff are, because half the fun of playing in Lankmar is getting to experience Lankmar. So we did that. I think that's the best way to go. This was kind of towards the end of the night, but we had a little bit of time left, so we actually started playing. And in Lankmar, we'd gotten to Lankmar, some time had passed. We leveled up our characters, which wasn't really hard. There was a few new things, so it took a little bit of time, but don't take that as it took us a long time to make characters. It really didn't, but it was just learning some of the new rules that we were unfamiliar with. But we end up getting a job to break into Ingric of the East, his vault. And we were hired. We got this job. I think we were supposed to steal this key of the Unwitnessed Sisterhood. Not quite sure what that is, but we're on a vault raid, and we kind of narratively described how we got into the vault. It's in, I think, the base of this mansion or some sort of establishment. We had to go. He was having a big party, so we kind of went in, like we grabbed some cases of maybe wine or food or whatever, and marched into the kitchen like we belonged there, and then got sent downstairs to store it. And down there was the entrance. As we were making our preparations to go in, we got attacked. He had hired bravos from the Slayer's Brotherhood as muscle to protect the place, and they came down, and we got into a fight with them. It was still edgy, but it was a lot better being a first level character with some more hit points and more abilities and stuff than the 0 level scrubs that we were before. So we beat the Slayer's Brotherhood. Nobody died. We might have taken a few injuries, but nobody died, so that was good. And then with them down, we explored a little bit, and we came to a door that has like a complex lock system, and it's covered in symbols. And that's pretty much where we ended for the night. Kind of a quick session. It was a lot of fun, though. I'm really excited to get to play in Lankmar. So much so that I've ordered the box set for myself. I may never run it, but I'll have it in my collection. I'm a fan of the setting. And we'll probably dive into the books more, too. It's been a while, so it's a really cool setting. But that's a quick review. It was a session went by really fast. We'll hopefully play again this Thursday, and we'll be able to plunge the old depths of this Ingrid of the East vault and see what we can find. But that's Lankmar in DCC. We're only 2 sessions in. This is my 3rd session total of playing DCC. So far, so good. The magic is interesting. We're finding that out with our one magic user, but we'll see how it plays out. Hopefully, we'll get to see some more of that real soon. But appreciate everybody watching, and I'll catch you at the next one.